Good afternoon. This is Afternoon Sky. I'm your host, Sky. All right, NLE Choppa. This is NBA Youngboy. In new song KO, YB's mother responds, end of feud. When the mama gets involved, that's when it's done. You have to put it to bed. I have no videos. All I have is my voice right now. I'm not going to use them as a crutch. I'm not going to use it as lazy journalism, even though I am lazy. Uh, but all I know is when mama gets involved, that's when the whole discussion ends. That's when Jay-Z said, my mama can't save you now, or something like that. Like, that was not even like a part of the dissing phase. He was just pointing out different ideas. Is it Uchi Wally Wally? Is it one mic? Is it Shorty Yomi, or is it Black Girl Lost or Shorty Only for Ice? He was just pointing that out because Jay went in. I'm gonna get to NLE and Youngboy, but I just have to get to this point. I have to get this point across. When the mama gets into the feud, I'm not gonna call it beef, into the feud, that's when like it's over. It's cooked. It's already done. I don't think NBA Youngboy or Never Broke Again, Young YB. I'm just calling YB. YB is going to respond. This is a whole, mini movie. This was what the late great Michael Jackson would have called a short film. This was that. This wasn't like some gritty underground, microphone recording in somebody's basement somewhere like that. This is a full-fledged, outright takedown of YB from NLE. NLE has got YB in his crosshairs for what reason I know not. I don't think I don't know if they had previous interactions or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know. I would say that this whole situation seems to me like it's right on the tail end of the Billboard music publication taking rap off the top 40, completely just taking it off the top 40, and it's the first time in 35 years. So this could signal an end, and I would love that. I would want hip hop and rap to end. I would want it to. No, rappers don't want to be rappers. Jay-Z even said it. I'm not a rapper. Like, then he says I'm the best rapper alive. Like, it's that duality. It's that that double-edged sword that's very strange. That's very weird, but that's what it's like in hip hop and hip hop music and rap music. Because hip hop as a culture is completely on life support. It's not dead like rock. Rock is dead. There's only a few acts that are actually, going. Pop is strong, country strong. A few other musical destinations are going pretty well. If you look into my chat room, you will find a story I just wrote last night. It's called Rap Rot. It deals with this situation. I just think it's curious. It's absolutely curious because you have these two young men who are getting big dollars, touring, making money off of different projects. I think YB overtook E40 as the most entries on the Billboard 100. He's like in the 60s and 80s and 90s. Like he's got a lot of entries in those, not in the top 40 though. And I would imagine he's still getting money from that. I would imagine he's still getting a good dollar from that. But NLE, it just seems very brazen, very I would say it was well executed. The video seemed to be well executed. He seemed like he wanted to get his ideas off. Seems like he got all those together, but I still don't think this feud is going to last very long. It's gonna or it's going to come to any violence. Let's not let it come to any violence. We don't want to see that people, yeah, they should get going with the sticks and everything. Yeah, they got the switches on the sticks. Yeah, and then they want to be, oh, I'm so sad he cried, shot. Oh my God, the crocodile tears come out. But they were just saying a few days ago, yeah, bring out the sticks, bring out the switches, bring out the stitches. I mean, it's very, very disgusting, the whole rap scene. I would love to see what was supposed to happen back in the 1970s. I would like to see private schools. This is a case for private schools. Yes, Bumba, rap is crap now. Have you read my story? Make sure you read my story and you share it. It's right there for you. If you can't, send a dollar donation. Make sure you go to my story and you read it and you share it. It's not that long. It's just over 600 words. Make sure you read it. But yes, you're right. Rap is crap now. I mean, it kind of always has been crap. It's a low art form. It's a very low art form. I want this to happen. I want private schools to teach and have the capacity, have all the instruments, have all the different teachers, have all the different ways of expressing themselves. Yes, jazz is much better. Jazz is a higher level medium. It's a higher level art form. I love jazz. There's Coltrane, Dizzy, there's Miles, there's Max, there's Satchmo. I love jazz. There's Ella Fitzgerald, there's Billie Holiday, and Sinatra even. They Sammy Davis Jr. I love jazz. I can deal with jazz. But this is the thing. This is what happened. I mean, I've seen this in documentaries. They said this a few times. School funding cut all the programs underneath musical music making. All the music making funding was reallocated elsewhere, and they didn't have any instruments. They didn't have anything to go off of. These kids in the inner cities, in the Bronx especially, they didn't have any other things, but they had parties and they had different sessions where they could go back and forth and verbal sparring matches, and then they could do that to a beat, and they're like, wait a minute, we got something here. Salute to you, Wizard. I have no videos. I tried my best to look for a video. If you can find a video for me, I'll play it. It's all other people's content, and I don't want anybody using my content, so I'm not using their content. No more making beats and pick up an actual. Exactly. No more sampling. No more. They're sampling stuff from the mid 2000s now. That's how ridiculous. It's either NLE or I think it's YB. I think it's YB. He has the Hot in Her. He has the Hot in Her. A Hot in Her sample when he was born. I think he was in 2002. The news won't cover this type of beat. They won't. They will not. They got bigger things to discuss. The shutdown and SNAP assistance program, all that. I mean, I could talk about that too, but I want to talk about the dumb-ish, the dumbness. So I appreciate you being here, Wizard. Make sure if you don't read it right now, go to that link up at the top of the page in the chat, in the live chat. Just read it. Read that story. Rap rot. Even the Billboard got black fatigue. No, that's NLE with the Nelly. Okay, so it was NLE. Okay, NLE. I was thinking so. Yeah. Okay, NLE with the Nelly Hot in Her sample. I was listening to the music. I was trying to listen to the music. I'm like, this is trash. I don't like it. I'm out of the loop. Like I said, like what Mr. Troy Star Terrain said yesterday. Are we too old? I'm too old. Maybe the kids get it. I'm not getting it. I'm 37 years old. I don't understand it. It's over. It's just I can get the references. I know what the switches are. I know what the sticks are. I know sloppy toppy and all that stuff. They want to talk about that if they want, but it's like how do you even conceive of it? It was an accident. iPad kid music. Yeah, exactly. So this is like the late 70s, early 80s. Like especially the 70s, like the late 70s. The 70s was the greatest period for popular music. The greatest period for music probably was the late 19th century up until the mid 20th century. That was probably the greatest music, greatest music output. Late 1800s to the mid 1950s. That was like the best period for music. And when the 70s came though, it was the best. It was probably the best decade. You had rock and roll, you had jazz fusion, you had gospel, you had the beginnings of hip hop, you had disco. Oh, here we go. Holly's in the everybody say hi. Say hi to Holly. She's the lady of the house. I did watch the NLE video. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hello. I don't know any of these people in the title. It's okay, Holly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll cue you. I'll cue you in. I'll cue you. As I understand it, he can't. It says NBA Youngboy, but I think he was issued a statement from the actual NBA to not use that title. But I guess we can use the title, but he can't, or something like that. And NLE Choppa is No Love Entertainment Choppa. He has similar. I was trying to distinguish their music. It's very difficult. They have very similar styles. They have very similar cadences. I mean, maybe that's the reason why NLE is coming after YB. I don't know, but I still hold that the feud is over. Mother got involved. She's involved. That's the end of the feud. You can't go any further. What are you gonna do? Your mama tried to help you. That's it. Like Jay-Z did. Like Nas on his album Godson came out in 2002. He was talking about how the whole interaction with Jay-Z, and he was just laying out facts. It wasn't even that strong a discipline like Ether. It was just going after different facets of the battle of the feud. Bumba says any rapper with 3 letters in front of their name is retarded. Did you like the? To be honest with you, I liked the video. It was very entertaining. It was very disorienting. He's Michael Jackson. He's Tupac. He's in YB is on the floor on his knees. With a stem. It looked like a crack stem, not a crack pipe. Not to be confused. A stem is different than a pipe. You know what? I have to be honest. I did like the video. I thought it was good production value, and it was different. Like they had women in the video. Finally, usually they have these young rappers are just dudes all in the video. They got the money phone. They got they're waving around the guns. They're waving. They have a fan of the money. They're posted up on the cars. No chicks or women, allowed. I guess I don't know, but there was actually females in this video, so it was kind of refreshing. But I have no videos, y'all. I have no videos. NLE got his style from YB. Okay. I don't know why I get the messages before it. I don't know why is that. This is all Chicago rappers, right? No. I don't think they're all from Chicago. Let me make 100% sure. Where's I'm trying to look for it right now. I'm looking for it. Where is he? He is from Memphis, Tennessee. So he's from where the late great Young Dolph was from. He's from where oh my God, what's his name? Oh my God, Young Yo Gotti. He's from that area. He's from 3-6 Mafia. That Memphis, Tennessee. 8 Ball and MJG, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, definitely. This is some strong stuff. Yeah, I am too. It looked like a big budget video. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I like the production value. He really put thought into it. This no, not yeah. So Holly, no, NLE is from Memphis, and YB, I think. Let me see. He may be from? I mean, he is from. This is just a side note. In 2022, at the age of 22, he became the YB became the youngest artist to receive a plaque from the Recording Industry Association of America for 100 RAA Gold Platinum certification. So he's got money. NLE, I guess, got money too. But I know YB's definitely got money. He has the most entries on the Billboard charts, but not in the top 40. Nobody's in the top 40 in rap right now. But I wish I had more. Let me see. He's from Baton Rouge. Youngboy never broke again. And I know he has the dots on his forehead. Can anybody tell me why he has dots on his forehead? Let's see. Let's see who's really thinking about this. Holly, you can say it. This is a safe space. You don't have to say YN. You can just say it right now. I'm not. Your comment won't even be shown in the rebroadcast. You want to say it? Say the words. I know you're yearning to say. Say them while you can. She says, I'm thinking of the YNs. Say what the YN stands for. Because he's an Indian Punjab. No, I'm not. Okay. You don't have to. I'm not pressuring you. I'm not trying to pressure you. Don't they go by YN? Yes, they do. They have different levels. There's YN, then there's like, older ends, ONs, I think, or something like that. And then there's like unks, and then there's OGs or something like that. They have a level. I saw it on the internet before, but I can't remember. But like I was saying, we need private schools. Private schools funded through and make it amazing. It would be amazing if we had a renaissance of classical music. If NLE Choppa, if NLE and YB were to be pianists and conductors, or bassoonists, flautists, violinists, that'd be awesome. Just imagine, the shift. Everybody that raps changed over and started playing classical music. That'd be so cool to me. Okay, let me see. I'm still down with the OGs. Yes. I see you, Holly. So Wizard says the sad part is they both came up under Baby, aka Birdman. I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't do that research. I was just focusing on this battle. Excuse me. NLE Beethoven. Exactly. I love classical music. Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, Handel, Haydn, of course, Berlioz. You know all these names, Holly. I'm sure you've studied everybody that in during your schooling. But I do love classical music. Mozart, of course, yeah. What I love. There's just so many. Liszt, Chopin, yes, Stravinsky, Vivaldi. There's just so many different names. I love them. And if you want to go even into the ragtime era, just there's Joplin, and there's very few other people that I can name from ragtime other than Joplin. But there have been people that were in the class that have had darker skin, and Holly's making fun of me. She's laughing at my dumbass. That's funny. She's like, oh man, she's making fun of me. But yeah, FBG Straczynski, yeah, ASAP, Debussy, Paul Ayo, no Diddy. He has an unfortunate last name, Debussy. His name is really Debussy. Debussy, I think you pronounce it Debussy. I got a D. You got a D in classical music writing? What? That's surprising to me. But you're honest, Holly. You didn't even have to say that, but I appreciate you for saying that. Damn. Wow. Yes, Claude Debussy. Yeah. Scott loves Debussy. Yeah, Debussy, not Debussy. There's a difference. But damn, it was really. It had to. I would imagine. Yeah, that's not nothing to sneeze at. Gosh, Holly's laughing at herself. I think now. I thought she was laughing at my dumb ass. She got a D in classical music writing. That's extraordinary. That's extraordinary. Yeah. So. What was the most difficult aspect about it? Now that we're into this, Holly, what was the most difficult aspect? Why did you get a D? I'm sure you aced the singing. If there was a singing category grade or something like that, you aced that. I'm sure you have. And you can play guitar too. You can play the piano. What was so difficult about writing classical music? Like did you have to write it and then perform it, or somebody else performed it? How did that setup go? How did that function? There was a whole format to it, and I just could not get it. Okay, that's all you have to say. That's fine. I can respect that. I can respect that. I'm glad you graduated. I'm glad you graduated despite the D. Paul, Ayo, no Diddy. It's called Counterpoint. Wow. Now she's getting. I just had a brief music exploration class in high school, so I can't say anything. I'm a dumb community college dropout. They teach you jazz music writing and classical music writing. So what'd you get for the? I graduated Dean's. So there you go. See, Holly. See, that is impetus for young students struggling, and not to say that Holly struggled, but she got a D, and she still graduated on the Dean's list. So it's very possible to excel despite some minor setbacks. But that's my whole point. Like, rap could end. I mean, or it could like just go to the underground and not be as strong, because the music the irony of it is battle rap is. Oh, Holly said I struggled. It was hard as ish. Okay, I'll give you that much. But what I was saying is battle rapping will still be the cornerstone of the closeness that you can get to hip hop, culture. That's the closest thing you can get to culture is the hip hop is rap battling. That's as close as you're gonna get. The rap battles are more so broadcast to show the machismo, the braggadocio, the I'm better than you. It should be I'm the best, but it's more like I'm better than you. Holly says I watch Wild 'N Out still, so she's familiar with the rap battles. I think who was on there? Conceited was on there. I think Hitman Holla. I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so that's my whole argument. If you get nothing from this, Justine Valentine, okay. She's a female rapper, I guess. Okay. I disagree. There's plenty of artists who still make hip hop. Yeah, but it's not going to be as powerful, I think. It won't be as impactful if we have private schools with funding and they give young men and women instruments and singing lessons and are able to voice their ideas. There might be some kind of hybrid. I don't know. There have been multiple samples of classical music. And Get 'Em Girls is an example of classical music and hip hop. Classical music. I'm trying to think. This is a longer list, but I can't think of them right offhand. She's the white girl with the bright red hair. Okay, I got you. Got you. Okay. So yeah, so I just it's dying. Rap is dying. I mean, the best they have to. This is what I'm so confused about as well. I have to check. I have to recheck something because within the top 40, is everybody out? Like, there's no because there are very pop driven rap songs. There's pop artists who have rappers on their songs. So are they excluded from the being in the top 40 as well? I have to check on that. I have to check on it. I'll get back to you on that one. There are lots of great classical music parts in songs. Yes, there are. You're exactly right, Holly. I agree with you. I'm gonna see Billboard charts, and I'm talking about the hot 100. I think it is. Yeah, there's the top 10 so far. 11, 12. Okay, you got R&B. Taylor Swift is killing. She's crushing it. Taylor Swift is all over this thing. How it's done, tit for tat. Yeah, there's no hip hop in the top 40. None. Zero. Zilch. Nilts. Nil. Big X The Plug featuring Ella Langley. That sounds like a hip hop and pop combination. I'm learning people. Megan Maroney. I never even heard of her before. Oh, wait a minute. Kendrick Luther was on the top 40. I hate that song, Holly says. I like every Kendrick song but Luther. We are so on the wrong sides of that argument, Holly. I love Luther. That song is my cut. I like that cut. Taylor music is horrible. I have to disagree. I like Taylor Swift's music. She's an actual pop poet. She is a pop poet. And for I understand, if I go to her page, she writes all her songs or most of her songs. Yeah, we did talk about it. You do remember that, Holly? We did. We talked about that. I don't remember what webisode it was, but we did get into it. We were talking about no. Luther is trash. That's Holly. And I'm like, no, Luther is the truth. But yeah, so that I mean, I still want to make movies. I still want to be a film director. I'm a wannabe. I have to get my weight up. I'm very old, by the way. Most directors start when they're like in their early to mid 20s. But I still have enough stamina in the tank to meet the challenge. It's just going to take a lot more money, and I just want to make enough money to purchase my own lot of land, have it make my own film studio, so I don't have to say, "Well, yeah, can I have this movie made? Can I have the money for it, man?" I don't want to be that guy. So I want to just make my own movies on my own time. Get my own money, just put it online, put it on IMAX or something. Do some kind of deal or something like that, where I can have it on available on streaming services or something like that. That'd be cool. But that's what I would want to do. And in the movie, I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. I'm gonna have classical music. A classical musician who was going to be a rapper but chose to be a classical musician. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't written it yet, but it's going to be along those lines. If you want to write that movie ahead of me, so be it. I did not use it in commerce unless this is technically it. I don't know, but I think I would lose that fight. But I also don't like SZA. I don't like, what? I like SZA physically. I think she's a good-looking young lady. But there's something I just don't. I don't listen to her music. That's for sure. I don't listen to her music. She's not really. I hate that they forced Luther, but it's a great song. It sucks because we are single, Holly. um, they forced Luther, but it's a great song. Yeah, Luther is a great song. Um, yeah, they forced it out. But I don't. Is this the hatred of the good for being good? They like if Luther was this unsuccessful song, it wouldn't have been able to go on the charts. But it was on the charts for so long, they had to kick it out. Is that what I'm understanding? I'm still confused about that. What do you mean they forced him? They forced him being they played it on the radio too much. So that was good. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Okay, here we go. Sir Rick James says, make the film adaptation of Ruler of the Kingdom of the Air. Wrong spelling, but fact. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking movies and the great Sir Skyer Dander sees live from the heart of Delaware and the Blue Room. Fact. welcome, Rick James. I have no videos. There's no videos. This whole unless you guys point me in direction of a news story. That's the only time. That's the only time you get a news story is when a rapper gets shot or killed. Then it's on the news. Then and then you go to the court proceedings. They find the the people that could have done it or the suspects or anything like that. Salute to Wizard and salute to the lady of the room, Holly. And Bumble was in here too, Rick James. Bumble's in the building. Holly's like, salute Rick James. Sky want to be the next top. Yeah, I want to be my own Skylar Saunders, but in his vein, yeah, that would be it. In that lane, I would like to make my own lane, But that's the idea. Cat Williams, yeah, Cat Williams, 50 Cent, they got the right idea. 50 Cent wants to be in Shreveport. He wants to open not just a film studio, but like an entertainment, like a destination, kind of like a tourist, like kind of place. But Cat Williams wants to make it. He already bought up acres of land. Little Boosie Badass, he has his own Boosie land. He has acres of space that I don't know if he wants to do film work, but I'm sure he wants to build it up to earn money off of it. So that's what I want to be. I'm gonna get there in probably 20 or 30 years. I'll be really old. I'll be 50. I'll be 57 or 67 years old. Like, I just want to make my first movie. Hello, how are you doing? And then there's people that made 30 films already in their 40s. So we're just like, what's up, where? Okay. But yeah, so that's kind of like my main driving force. It's a two-pronged thing. The mama said something about it. YB's mama said it about NLE. Well, maybe it's three-pronged. The video KO is fire. I think it's actually a great, well-produced video. I mean, it looked like it took a lot of timing and preparation and acting skills and stuff like that. I thought the video was pretty well done. I don't like the rapping. The rapping is a little kind of grating on a little bit. And to flip the Tupac thing and then the Michael Jackson thing, those were weird. That was weird to me. My mama told me when I was young, we all be superstars. Is that a lyric? That sounds like a lyric to a song. My mama told me when I was young, we all be superstars. So I mean, just imagine if there weren't, because look what happened. All the way up to the 70s, you had people working on instruments, on bassoons, on violas, violins, on um, trumpets, on drums and timpani, and all the whole orchestra, piano. It had all of that. Then it just stops, and they were like, well, there's this thing that people are playing records on, and they're scratching them, and they're playing them back and forth, and these people are spinning on their heads on these uh cardboard boxes, and then you got people who's beatboxing, you got people financing these things, you got people rapping into the mics, you got the DJs flipping the records. uh, what do you How does all that like come together? How does that all fuse into one thing called hip hop? I'm missing some, but the hip hop philosopher, you know, among others. I'm probably missing somebody else, but um, that is extraordinary to me. That's extraordinary, and how it blew up. I mean, it just blew up across the entire world. Rap was rang out and across the sea, across timelines, across boundaries. And maybe that's the reason why he used Tupac, because Tupac was like the guy that I'm serious. It made me choke up. It almost brought a tear to my eye watching Tupac's documentary, the documentary that he's featured in. I think it's called Resurrection. And they showed at the end when he died, they showed him places in, I think, in like Egypt, and there's places in like Oslo, there's places in Australia. Like they all were wearing Machiavelli t-shirts. You don't know anyone born to be a loser. I know a few. RP died when Tupac died. A rap died when Tupac died. Fact. Well, that's not true. I think it accelerated commercially. He was the sacrifice. They were sacrificial lambs. They had to be sacrificed. Biggie and Tupac. They had to be sacrificed. Sadly, I'm no proponent of sacrifice, but that is how it's viewed. Like without them, there wouldn't have been a Jay-Z most likely. He was probably, like Mr. Troy Sarterain once said in his book. He said he was probably working overtime, in the studio trying to be the best rapper. And he says best rapper alive. And like I said before, he says I'm not a rapper. He says that in the song "Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City." He says I'm not a rapper. But you're a rapper. Like it's the weirdest thing. It's a strange art form. It's a weird art form. Like you don't want to be a rapper, really. You really don't want to be a rapper, but you can't knock the hustle. See, I have to do this hustle. I have to get this money this way because I know I can get paid off of it, but I really don't want to do it. It sucks. It's like it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. You're not going to be able to win. But I would love to see that. I would love to see NLE behind a piano. I would love to see YB pick up a trumpet. That would be awesome. There's modern day musicians I admire, like Wynton Marsalis, and actually all the Marsalis. I think they're brother. I think there's a few brothers. There's Wynton. There's Branford. Branson. Is it Branford or Branson? I can't remember. I think it's Branford. But I have no videos. I'm just letting you guys know. I have no videos. Nothing will be used as fair use. I will be getting a copyright warning. I don't feel like going through that headache. It's annoying. It's a pain. So I have no videos. It's just me and the mic and you seeing trending. That's all you see. But that would be cool if Nas was had a clarinet. If you know if well, who are the young people? I was just about to say this is the only young people I know. Who else is there? Well, the Griselda guys. If West Side Gun had a bassoon, if Conway the Machine had a clarinet, if who's the other one? It's Conway the Machine, West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher. If Benny the Butcher was behind the timpani, that'd be awesome. That'd be really great. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. All the people that are there's a joke. What's Beethoven doing right now? Anybody know that joke? What is Beethoven doing right now? He was a composer, so what is he doing right now? He's dead. So he's doing what right now? He's decomposing. It's a classic. You can tell that to a little 5-year-old. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's the joke, Holly. He's a composer. He's dead, so now he's decomposing. There's probably very little left, but if you check, microscopic DNA, there's probably still fragments of his carcass that remains. I have 6 people in here. Can we get it up to 4 more people in here so we can have a party with no videos? 6 people in here. Let's go. Come on. 4 more people and we have a party. It's going to go down to 2. It's going down to 1. But I wanted to go up to 66,000, 6,600, or 660,000. That'd be awesome. But anyway, I digress. YB and NLE. YB is looking at this probably like, I'm probably not even going to get into this. My mama already saved me. She saved him. Jay-Z's mother called into the radio station and said, Sean, I'm paraphrasing, but she was just like, Sean, you went too far, because he was talking about skeeting on the baby seat. Like that's heavy. That's real. Nobody brings that up, but that's what he said. He said it on the record. He said skeeting, me and Iverson or something like that, along those lines. He said skeeted on the baby seat. So his mom called up, was like, you can't do that, Sean. And he in the song, what was it? Every time I try to remember something, I'm messing up. What is this song called? Blueprint 2. Awful Blueprint 2. That I should have remembered. Duh. So Blueprint 2, he said, my mama can't save you now. You niggas is history. I said, God damn. My mama can't save you now. You niggas is history. So that's like now with YB's mother. She was a little bit more aggressive. She's a little bit more, on the side of, erring on the side of danger. Not, physical danger. I'm not trying to, incite anything like that, but I'm just saying incite lyrical danger, I don't think YB's going to respond. If YB responds, it'll be a complete surprise to me. I don't think he'll respond. I doubt it. I don't look forward to that happening. I really don't see that happening. I don't. I would rather not see that. That would probably upset the balance because this was like a whole video of acting, and just like Pac, he acted out in a video with Hit 'Em Up, one of the few diss videos in hip hop or rap music. One of the few. There aren't too many. Usually it stays on wax. Like Takeover stood on wax. Ether stood on wax. Can't even say wax now. I guess it stood digitally, stood through streams. You know. But I don't even listen. I don't listen to drill. Mr. Troy Star Terrain listens to drill music. I can't. I try to listen to it. That I don't like I don't like the idea. I like the idea of crack rap. I like coke rap. That's my favorite style of rap. Coke rap is my favorite. That's why I like Griselda. That's why I like Clips. That's why I like Jay-Z. That's why I like Rick Ross. Those are like the top. Yo Gotti. All the crack and coke era rappers. They're always clean. They always got the best women. They always got the best situation. You're like, God, I want to be like that. But I'm not gonna sell crack. Like, that's the thing. It's like I'm not gonna sell crack. Like I told you, sell drugs. No, Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that. Like, that was the whole point. Like, that's the difference. It was a little, but you can say that about MJ. MJ kind of had a little bit of femininity in his demeanor. We still ate up all his records. We ate his records up. Sold 100 million off of Thriller. And this is the thing. Thriller sold 100 million albums, right? So his follow-up was Bad. That sold 30 million albums and was considered a critical a commercial failure. I think it was a critical darling as well. I think it had 5 top 10 or top 5, and I think at least one went to number 1 Billboard chart entries. But 30 million, you imagine somebody sell 30 million albums right now? They would be, shoot. Ate up, wow. Yeah, you ate it up. You ate it up. You have to admit to yourself, you ate up all those albums, all those songs. Thriller's not. Are you saying? What are you saying, Wizard? Thriller's still the best album. The best Michael Jackson album? Wrong. The best album of all time? Wrong. The best album ever recorded by Michael Jackson was Off the Wall. The greatest album ever created was Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Best, I guess you can say popular music is Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Greatest album. You're not touching it. You still in here, Holly? But Thriller is not the greatest album because it was a list of greatest hits kind of thing. It was really great songs that had no story, it had no narrative, it had no arc. All right, good to go, Holly. I just had to make sure. I know you're busy. I know you're a mommy, and you got to deal with little ones, younger ones, I guess you can say. They're not that little anymore, but younger ones got glass in their feet and stuff like that. That's what you got to deal with. Hey, shoot, I respect that. I was looking at the video last night. MJ was sent from a different planet. You're looking at the KO video? Is that what you're talking about, Wizard? Is that what you're talking about? The OK video? Stevie Legend can't argue with that claim. Yeah, exactly. Stevie's the greatest. Stevie's the greatest artist of this half century. I would imagine. What was today? Is 2025. Half of that was it 75. Yeah. No, he's talking Thriller. Oh, the Thriller video. Okay. Got you. Yeah, I see. I'm slow. You have to forgive me. You have to work with me. McCartney. It was Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. McCartney. Yeah. I could give it to McCartney. McCartney's an argument. You can argue McCartney. He did the Beatles and Wings, so that was crazy. McCartney greater than Stevie's fact. No, I'm not gonna. I can't. You can argue that, but you would lose. Stevie's better. Stevie's better. He had like 14 albums before his classic period. He petered off. Paul, Ayo, no Diddy, but he kind of went off in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know if McCartney had like a song with Ye and Rihanna. 4 5 seconds and funny. I got no. He played the piano, I think, on that song or something like that. F no. Paul F no. Yeah. Look like white boys, yeah. Yeah, well, he probably likes relations with white boys, but that's another situation all to itself. All to itself. Yeah, so Stevie, yeah, it's an argument you would lose. It's like very close, but not quite. It's like putting up Bird against Jordan or something like that. It's like very close, but Jordan's gonna win in that regard. But I would say this is a side note about Larry Bird. If he didn't have a bad back, he would have won 6 more championships. But we're not talking about who you would smash. We're talking about music. Oh man, y'all going wild. That's crazy. I have no videos to show. This is just me. You can't even see me. I'll be blinking this whole time. So I had to get rid of that. I had to put it just the mic, just my ideas, just my thoughts, just projected to this computer system. And you all are helping me understand it. And Holly, I forgot to mention you. Go to the top of this live chat. If you read my story, make sure you read my story and share my story if you get a chance. Read and share Rap Rot. It's Rap Rot. There's I think there's like 3 or 4 links at the top of this live chat. Wow, I can't even. It might not be. I'll put it in again. Sky has become the Wizard of Oz. Go forth and bring me her broomstick. I'm the great and powerful Oz. I'm gonna put it in again. I'm gonna see if I can do this. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Here you go, Holly and Rick James and anybody else. It's called Rap Rot. I was inspired by the The name, what the hell? Oh. I was inspired by brain rot, but I just made it rat rot. Wait a minute, Wizard. I see you. I see you. I see you. Hold on. 1 second. I'm filling up the live chat. I think that's enough. All right. Will this beef, quote unquote, for me, spill over into the streets? First of all, this isn't a beef. This is a feud. Beef is when you have missing child support. Beef is when you have taxes that are due. That's beef. This is not beef. This is a rap feud that has is only one-sided so far, and I don't think it's going to go out to the streets. I hope not. I don't want to see anybody, getting hurt because that's the first thing that happens. All the radio stations be like, yeah, yeah, they going in, they going back and forth. What we gonna see? Woo, 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 woo. And then, bah, 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 bah. Oh my God, I can't believe he was shot down. And all the crocodile tears. When just a few days ago you were hyping up the whole set. So Wizard, to answer your question, I do not think this feud will spill over into the streets. I already said it's over. It's over because the YB's moms, spoke on it. Whenever the mom gets involved, that's when it's over. It's a wrap. If the mom gets involved in this in the issue, then it's done. Does anybody remember Valletta Wallace or Afeni Shakur getting involved? That's the reason why. If maybe, I'm saying allegedly. I say allegedly. If they had gotten involved, their sons would still be alive. Maybe, I don't know. I can't. But when Mama gets involved, that's when it's like, oh well, it's serious now. Mama involved. Damn, it's a wrap. Can't go back and forth like we were going. I might have a video, but it's not going to be. It may be just a news clip because I have to do some laundry. I don't want you just to be sitting in silence. Are y'all reading Rap right now? What's going on? Nobody's in the live chat. It's been a minute. Um, there's there's an idea that there's an idea that you know rap music was responsible for murders. Rock music was responsible for suicides. They used various lyrics in court. I'm against that. Yeah, that's where I got it from, Holly. The kids all say brain rot now. Yeah, that's where I got it from. I got rap rot. They gone. Holly says my son has Italian brain rot and others. That's funny. But yeah, it is rot. It is rot. Rap rot. I mean, I don't know what damage it is contributed to my life. I think rap music has, you know, been more beneficial than it's been a detriment to me. To me personally, to me as on a personal level, I think it's been more beneficial. Um, I can learn words. I've had a vocabulary from the best rappers. These NLE NYB niggas. I can't. I tried to listen to their music and I was in the store. I'm like, what? Oh, I get I go against my ops. I get top. I can't stop. Like those aren't the actual lyrics, but that's the gist I got from it. I'm like, these are wolves. These are they hunt, they kill, they eat, they eliminate, they mate, and they do the whole process over again. It's really tough. I can't. I'm trying to think about. Like I said, all I'm thinking about are established rappers that have been in the game for 20 years or 10 years. Um, I'm not familiar with a lot of the the young wolves. I'm not too familiar with them. I can't count them to be on on par. I can't count it too much. I can't say too many names. I know there's dozens. There's too many rappers. I have no idea who they are though. Yes, totally remember. Yeah, but I can't recall too many rappers. I can't. I can name off more classical musicians than I can name off today's rap. I can name off Ice Cube, Jay Z, Dre, Ye, Fabulous, Cassidy. I can name anybody from like the mid 2000s, 90s, and then mid 2000s, and into 2000 teens. But it's difficult for me to really pinpoint um others. Give me a moment though. I actually do have a video, but it's not related to this. Hold on, let me do something. Some strange mathematics. Uh, uh, Not that. Did this go? Okay. Thank you for the like, Holly. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the like. Looks like you were probably the only one that read the story. I appreciate that. Appreciate that much. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to find the best video for you guys, so you're not completely left in the dark. It's gonna be a little bit of sound and sight and sound for you. If I can find it, damn, it's crazy.
A 37-year-old artist whose friends say disappeared as the symbolic man went up in flames. Well, what happened here? Nightline's Ashin Singh has more.
Vadim Kruglov, a Russian-born resident of Washington State and New York City, felt the spirit of Burning Man calling to him. going for this first time.
Such a disturbing story, thanks to Ashin Singh. And for much more into the mystery of what happened at Burning Man and why the annual event has become such a cultural phenomenon, be sure to check out Impact by Nightline, Burning Man, Death in the Desert. And it's now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. Well, coming up, an exclusive look into Google's quantum computing lab, why the company says its breakthrough technology will accelerate discovery and help us learn and solve Earth's most complex questions. That's coming up next.
The news never stops.
From Tampa, we are here tonight as Hurricane Milton has just made landfall.
The surge just keeps coming up.
Right on the border between Ukraine and Russia. We're an artillery position about 2 miles away from Gaza.
And ABC News Live is right there everywhere.
We're not far from where this rally took place, so just stick with us here.
Traveling with the president to the U.S.-Mexico border.
Here in London today, off the coast of Gaza. Downtown Tel Aviv, rockets or missiles coming in.
From the most devastating disaster in Hawaii. Some areas are still smoldering.
Wherever the story.
From the front lines, the ruins of Rafah. From the FBI. Reporting from Capitol Hill. In western Portugal.
Outside of Mexico City.
In Iceland. Let's go.
Here in France.
The eclipse across America.
Just stunning.
Unbelievable.
Streaming live to you.
Wherever the story is.
Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there.
You're streaming.
ABC News Live.
ABC News Live.
You're streaming ABC News Live.
ABC News Live. Streaming free everywhere because the news never stops.
Everyone knows his music, but no one knows the moment everything changed.
No, put Born USA on the shelf. I want this record to feel different.
Witness a true story.
Bruce is channeling something deeply personal.
Of risking it all.
Radio can't play this. It sounds like a mistake.
To fight for what you believe in.
This is what we're putting out. No changes.
Springsteen, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
I'd never seen that many skeletal remains. Thousands.
This killer, he's the Dahmer you've never heard of.
There were mannequins, almost like it was a club.
I felt the presence of evil.
Never before a face-to-face interview with the camera.
Why now?
Let me ask you. Am I the evil culprit, the accomplice?
I'd like to know how the audience views me.
The Fox Hollow Murders, playground of a serial killer, only on Hulu.
You're watching America's #1 streaming news. Live reporting, breaking new exclusives. Keep streaming with ABC News Live.
Now to our next story. So check this out. A quantum computer doesn't look or act at all like the computers that we use every day, right? It relies on different laws of physics to run calculations at super fast speeds. Well, Google is revealing a breakthrough in the technology, and it says it could ultimately lead to the discovery of new kinds of medicine or help grow our food more efficiently. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more.
It's a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie.
This is pretty rare to get a look at this kind of a lab.
That's right. We're quite busy.
Our exclusive look inside Google's quantum computing lab in Santa Barbara, California.
Let's go.
Okay. Very cool. You can kind of it just feels like you're in the future right now.
A little bit, yeah.
Where Julian Kelly is part of a team building this, a quantum computer running on a special chip called Willow.
Is Willow the smartest yet?
Yeah, absolutely, yes, by far.
It solved a calculation in just a few minutes that would have taken a normal supercomputer 10 septillion years. That's 10 followed by 25 zeros.
Not everyone gets to look at these things up close.
Now we're the first to see how it's reached a major breakthrough. A new algorithm Google says provides the instructions to a quantum computer for making discoveries about the fundamental properties of Earth and human systems.
It's one more step that shows that quantum computers will be able to make useful predictions that are beyond what classical computers could ever do.
If it sounds complicated, well, it is. Quantum computing relies on a totally different set of scientific rules than the classical computing we're used to on our laptops or phones.
Explain in the simplest form what that set of rules is.
So in classical physics, a ball can be in one location or another, but not both. But in quantum physics, a ball can actually be in both locations at the same time, or what's called a superposition.
You mean two places at once?
Two places at once, exactly.
Henry Ewan teaches computer science at Columbia University. He says that idea that things can be in two places at once gives quantum computing unique abilities.
A metaphor that I like to use is, a classical computer is more like a car that you drive to get from point A to point B. You drive it around to, go to the grocery store, to the airport. A quantum computer is like a rocket ship. It can travel really fast.
In other words, this isn't like a laptop that you might have at your house.
Right. We believe that quantum computers will be more useful for, let's say, industrial R&D or very, sophisticated physics experiments.
That's where Google's announcement comes into play. Executives say its new algorithm could take quantum computing out of the hypothetical and into the real world in fields like agriculture or drug manufacturing.
What are some examples of how this could be used in actual real life?
A quantum computer could actually be critical in the drug discovery process. What the pharmaceutical companies have to do is they do a lot of trial and error. They make different drug candidates. Some of them work and some of them don't. What a quantum computer could do is it allow you to focus on the ones that are much more likely to succeed. And
so y'all bailed on me. I know. Y'all bailed on me. It's all right. I think y'all trickle back in. You hear my voice. I don't know, but I'm going to still run. Let me see. 20 minutes. So that's 80 minutes. So 80 minutes is gone by. So Holly, if you're still there, I'm not sure if you're still there. I can't tell. If you still are there, would you or have you ever gone to Burning Man? Grown adults who still rave. Did you go in a past life? If you're still there, I don't think anybody's here. You know what? I might just pack it in. If I don't see anybody within the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna pack it all in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I had to handle some business. I had to put on the show. Let me just not give a nod to the content you saw. Burning Man. I always wondered about Burning Man. Never really wanted to attend it, but it was interesting watching a documentary of it way back in the early 2000s. This computing Google looks like it's going to be very promising. Looks like the algorithm is going to be the new god of our lives. It's going to lord over us. And just prepare for the microchips being implanted into our brains. All right. Thank you very much. Take care.